My name is Greg McDaniel. Welcome back to another amazing show with Real Estate Coach Uncensored.
And I'm Bernice Ross. We have a terrific topic for you today. It's a new way to prospect called digital door knocking. Now, would you like to be able to door knock without having to pound on a door or perhaps have to do cold calling? Well, there's a new technology called geo-fencing. And if you combine this with some of the other things you're already doing, you may have a very great tool that will generate a lot of leads for you and give you a real leg up against the competition. So before we kind of do a deeper dive into that, I want to just say a little bit about what we're looking at in terms of digital door knocking, specifically short form digital communication. This can be, you're already using a lot of this. If you think about SMS text messaging where you can group text. Or we did something with Jimmy Mackin in a recent show where he talked about having an email marketing campaign and how to do that and to create the kind of communications that are one-on-one. And this is the key part of digital door knocking, is that you are going after that one-on-one relationship as you would if you were knocking on someone's door or you were calling them. It also includes tweets, short form videos, things like on Instagram and TikTok, but again, specifically targeted to an individual. And the other component is that it relies on visuals. Visuals communicate 60,000 times more quickly than trying to describe something with words. If you imagine, Greg, just trying to describe your room right now that you're in, how many words it would take to describe versus just an instant flash of what's there. So your goal in digital door knocking is to establish 150 contacts that will send you 1 or 2 referrals a year. If you listen to people like Brian Buffini who talk about angels in terms of people refer business to you, or I like Seth Godin's description, he talks about them as being sneezers, people who will send you business because they love talking about how great you are. Again, your goal is to get these number of contacts. So, Greg, you are deep into using this digital door knocking strategy in your business. And you talked to a gentleman who goes by Coach Hank. His last name is Hank Avink. And he has something that he calls his social media strategy. What's his approach that he uses and how does it work?
Hank has a really unique and powerful idea on what he does. So he has a system he calls his 50, 20, 5, and 1. And so what it is that you go out and you like or heart or whatever emoji on 50 different posts. And then 20 of them, you do a comment like, hey, good to see you. Great trip. You look amazing. Congratulations, whatever it's going to be. Then your 5 are going to be deeper conversations. Then you have 1 life-changing, powerful conversation with someone every single day. So you build that into your social media and your marketing game plan. And I'll tell you, out of personal experience, I mean, it's been great for me.
So, Greg, could you repeat that again? Because I think that's really a powerful approach.
So, Brittany, the real reason why this is really important and powerful is because the algorithms are going to see you interacting with other folks. Then your stuff is going to be shown to them and you're going to see their stuff. So you start building a relationship on this, start having those 50, like emojis or hearts or whatever, doing the 20 general conversations, the 5 deeper ones, and then the 1 powerful one. And most importantly, this is going to dramatically increase your visibility on the social media platforms, and it's going to help your business grow at an exponential rate.
Now, Greg, you are also the expert on short form videos. I mean, this is something that you love to do. And tell us, what's your approach? I know you're kind of half real estate and then what you call half humanizing. Tell us more about what you're doing.
Sure, not a problem. Yeah, some of the things that I do, like as you guys can see, I have a bandaged finger right now. And so one of the things that I do is I messed my hand up doing gardening without a glove on. And so I posted a photo of my hand bleeding, and I've gotten over 1,000, almost 1,200 views on this thing. And then because I humanized myself, like I'm normal, right? I mess up. And then I do a post about something about real estate, like a toilet in the stairwell or something like that. And I say, who would want to use this restroom? So I keep people doing different things. I take a photo of me and my dog. We're out walking. I just try to humanize myself as much as possible and just be relatable. As soon as I become relatable, I become memorable. Once you become memorable, then you can start a relationship. And that's what I'm doing right now. And it is working out phenomenal. And it takes like 2 minutes of your day, literally like nothing.
So, Greg, following up on your damaged hand from gardening, you did one this morning. What was it?
So my dog and I, we both have damaged paws, as my girlfriend liked to say. So we took a photo, and it was both of us sitting in the kitchen showing our bandaged paws. And he looks really grumpy in that photo. But you know what? The one thing about this is that all of a sudden, I have a dog, I get hurt, we both do weird things, and we get to memorialize them. And it's hilarious. People are lighting up the internet with this photo right now. Like, what did you two guys do? And all kinds of other comments. But you know what? I'm staying in front of people. That's the number
Now,
one
are
thing.
you posting these on Instagram stories? Where are you posting?
Instagram and Facebook. And the reason why I do both is because they're two different audiences. And so I get visibility on each one of them. And so it's just having more conversation. That's all I'm doing.
And again, making yourself human instead of pushing out your next listing. This is, people are going to relate to you because of that. Now, Greg, one of the things as you are thinking about how you're doing your video content, you talk about being consistently inconsistent. What do you mean by that?
A lot of us get stuck in ruts. I know I have done it, and I know a lot of you who are watching and listening to this. Bernice raises her hand saying she's done this, and like there's some folks that only post workout videos, right? There's a gal that I know, she only posts like photos of her literally sweating, and I'm like, okay, I get it. You work out, fine. But then you get other people who only post about open houses, or they only post about their work, and it gets very boring. Let's put it that way. And so what I've decided to do, I started to post things that were inconsistent to what I've done in the past. So being consistent on posting, but inconsistent on the content keeps people on their toes so they don't know what's going on right now. Now, would I ever have thought that I would get over 1,200 views on a bloody finger from, slashing it, doing yard work? Absolutely not. I just thought it was funny. And I'm like, what a dum-dum I am. And so that's inconsistency. Now, I saw my view counts drop as I was always posting about me running or about something else. And I'm like, okay, I got to change this up. As soon as I changed it up, instantly, I saw a jump.
So, Greg, the kind of takeaway here is that you're looking for those unusual, weird events because people love that. It's like the picture. And the thing I loved is that you leveraged that with the dog.
Oh, it's amazing.
Greg, let's go on to talk about geofencing. This is a hot trend. It's actually not that new, but it's really picking up steam right now in terms of digital door knocking. And specifically, if you have a Nest thermostat that you can set remotely, or if you have a camera that you can see at who's at your front door when you're not there, these are examples of geofencing. But essentially, it's a technology that allows you to monitor and control the systems in your home remotely. So, Greg, geofencing is also a technique that targets smartphone users with ads. We've all had the experience of we've clicked on something and then this ad follows us. Well, what geofencing does, it does this based upon your geographical location, not necessarily on what you've clicked on online. So, Greg, you've been working with this technology. What does, first of all, the companies that provide geofencing, they're providing ads that are geo-specific and targeted to a single user. That's the key thing, targeted to a single user. So what does the technology know about you?
It learns what you like, where you go when you go there. So if you're, CNN.com, FoxNews.com, ESPN, whatever you're on in like alphabet.com, right? And they'll know when you're on it, and then they'll buy ads instantaneously when you're on those different devices.
So, Greg, where do ads appear using this geofencing technology? Where can I place them?
It's really going to depend on the service that you're going to use to purchase these different ads and kind of what those ads are going to look like and length and everything else. Traditionally and typically what they're going to show up on, they're going to be showing up. And this is not like you're not sending a text message. I want that to be really clear. This is actually an ad on another service. So it could be like CNN.com, FoxNews.com, ESPN, you pick your alphabet.com, and they'll know when you're there, so then they'll serve the ads up for you. Also on like Hulu and other streaming services, they can show up there as well. Again, it will depend on the service that you pick to run these ads, but this is a powerful, powerful, powerful opportunity to become completely visible to your top prospects.
Now, Greg, can you give us 2 examples of targeted ads, maybe one for real estate and then one that's a more general marketing one?
And this is something that's really cool. So let's say you have a 3-bed, 2-bath, on a third of an acre, and you have an open Sunday house. Well, you can go and you can put a geofence around other 3-bed, 2-baths or 4-2s or whatever you want to do. And you're not going to solicit the homeowner for business. I want that very clear. Okay. So you're going to set up an ad that's going to be targeting the devices that do not live in that residence, because we already know what devices already live there. So between the time of, well, let's just say it's going to be a 1 to 4 open house, right? Now, every device that comes in and out of that property, you're going to be able to ping them once they leave that geofence and say, hey, if you like 123 Main Street, you're going to love 456 Maple. We'll be open from 1 to 4. Hope to see you soon. Right. So you're just creating that consistent visibility, and you're not soliciting the business of the homeowner, or not trying to violate anything with the agent. You're just trying to get the buyer for your seller. Another idea for an ad, Bernice, would be a local business. So let's say a local pizza place, right? You could put a geofence around a local pizza place, and if you know that they do a buy one get one free, as soon as they enter that establishment, they'll get pinged and say, hey, thanks for coming into ABC Pizza. You know what? Did you know that if you use the code McDaniel, then you can get a second pizza at 0 cost? Thanks so much, McDaniel Callahan team. And then because your visibility is here, and all of a sudden, like, oh my gosh, this team is going to give me a free pizza? I got to get to know these people. Then they Google you and they Facebook you, and you start the relationship and the conversations. And you can even say something like, hey, send me a photo of your second free pizza, and we would love to post it on our site for you. It's just something so simple, but yet it's right there in front of us. And it's all with this technology that a lot of us aren't using. And it's such a good way.
Well, Greg, this is a pretty new technology for most of us in terms of, and the thing I love about what you've done is you've already figured out the types of ads that you need to run. And those were 2 great examples. Let's talk about 3 companies that are in the space. There's Clever Leads, that's spelled with the K-L-E-V-R. There's only one E, K-L-E-V-R, Clever Leads, Propellant Media, and Thumb Vista. Each of these companies right now is really starting to get traction. Some of them have even attracted some of the biggest franchise in the businesses and are using them. So this technology is going to be more present. It's time to get in front of people. But here's the other thing. If you say, for example, you're taking a new listing and you want to target 100 homes around that new listing. So Greg, what's the cost?
It's actually extremely affordable. You can go anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on the company that you're going to be using. The company that I chose to use, we chose to do $2 a month, and that's for 30 days. And that's going to give us anywhere from 3 to 6 impressions per day on the smart devices on the different, abc.com that you're going to be going on to, so that you literally become omnipresent. And the reason why I say 3 to 6 and why that's important is because when a presidential race is happening, if they're going to drop geofences or ads or anything like that, they try to get at least 2 impressions to you every single day. Well, we're going to go anywhere from 3 to 6 at an extremely affordable price. Now, $5, you're going to be real visible. Okay. $1, it's kind of like that drip thing, right? And you're just always going to be around. So you pick what you want, but this stuff, your competitors are not using this, and you can get ahead and become a top agent.
Greg, I think that's a huge takeaway. And if you think about, if I were to send a postcard, to 100 people, that generally would be at least $1 a postcard. Well, for $2, you can get impressions, 3 to 6 impressions for 30 days. Better than one impression from a postcard they take a look at and they dump in the trash. I mean, this is way better. This is a place to spend your money going forward rather than the traditional print marketing. So, Greg, in your experience, what are some of the places where you're running these kinds of geofencing ads?
Number one, the biggest one that we run is every single one of our past clients and people that are in our A category in our database. We target them when we run a consistent ad, just reminding them we're still in the business, we're here to help. You can do like, hey, come to our client appreciation parties. Don't forget to pick up your pie during the holidays. Whatever you want to send them to you is customizable. That's the biggest part, the biggest takeaway. It's customizable on what you want to push out for people to see. Also, you can go to new homes, right? In the new home development, drop a geofence around the new home development. Say, hey, if you like this home and you need to sell your home to get to your next property at blah, 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 new home, developer, then you can pick up, potential sellers there. You can talk about open houses like we discussed earlier in regards to picking up additional buyers for your sellers. You can put it into all of your current listings. Anybody who comes in, you can say, hey, did you like the property? How can we serve you? Is this something you want to buy? Contact your agent. Let's see if we can put a deal together. We talked about the other open houses. I mean, the list is endless. I mean, it's literally endless. And it really comes down to your budget. Do you want to go around a local house, a local business? Do you want to go around a community? Do you want to go around a city? Do you want to go around a zip code? Do you want to go around a county? Whatever your budget is, you can do this and you can send specific messages, because like Bernice said, if you have a postcard, it has a lifespan of 3 seconds max. And you know what? All of a sudden with this, you're going to be in front of these people all the time. Now, they will remember you. So maintain the fact that you're going to be relevant to them and bring value to their lives.
Well, Greg, it comes back to kind of as a final takeaway here. People need to be looking at something like geofencing as a new type of, using digital communication. You need to be thinking about it on a one-to-one basis with ads that are targeted specifically to that individual, not the generic things. Although you can do generic marketing like you described with the pizza, buy one, get one free, and that's compliments of your team. Every time that they walk into that place, that's something you can tap into. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of choosing what you do. I do have to give one caveat here. The MLS and the NAR Code of Ethics say you cannot solicit someone else's listing. If you geofence somebody's listing and you don't remove the devices like Greg's talking about that are at that location, then you are probably violating both the Code of Ethics and the MLS standards or your Board of Realtor standards, which can result in arbitration. So just a word to the wise, always be careful about where you post and how you post. Yeah. But I think the examples from today are, huge takeaways. Greg, to wrap up for today, anything that you want to add?
Take a look at this newer technology. And if another industry is using something that's being productive for them, dive deep into it, figure out how you can put it into your business, but always be creative. And like Bernice was saying, always check with your manager and your broker and your board on exactly how to proceed, if this is something you can do and where you can do it, because we want everybody to make a lot of money and stay out of arbitration. That's the number one thing right there.
Bottom line, stay out of trouble. Thanks for being with us today. See you next time.